Hey y'all, today we're gonna have a story time. Don't ask about that. That is not in the story. But anyways, today's story is just gonna be a little bit about my family. We're not really gonna say any names just for their privacy's sake, but yeah. So, let's start off with my grandma had 9 siblings, there's 9 siblings including her. Now they're 4 gone and there's still the 5 left. And then most of them had kids, which I only see them once a year, sometimes twice a year, depending on if someone dies or not. Most of the time we only see each other at Christmas time. I don't know about your family, but my family is like a big role for me. Even when I've made mistakes, they've always been there for me no matter what. So it's very important to me to have my family there for me during like any big part of my life. At the moment, only 2 people in my family know about this channel. The rest of them I'm gonna tell sometime. It's very hard because some people in my family are not very supportive. They'd rather me be out at an actual job, which, I mean, yeah, I would be getting paid money, but I wouldn't be happy with that job. I'd rather do something I enjoy and that I can do whenever I want to do it. Like this way I can film, but I can also go to school and I don't have to worry about if I'm going to be late to work or if I'm going to get fired. Like, I don't have to worry about that. And so I love my family and how supportive they are, but at the moment I'm kind of just keeping my channel on the down low a little bit. I'll eventually come around and telling them, but until I do, my 2 cousins know I have it, and one of them actually just helped me edit my last video, and she does amazing. I didn't realize she could edit that good, but she can. She's very supportive, she's very smart, and she's always outgoing. I'm eventually gonna convince her to come on my channel. It may take a while, but I'll eventually get there. Her sister works so hard. She's an amazing person. She works long hours and still manages to go to school and have time for friends and all that stuff. And me personally, I look up to her for that, because I'm like, wow, she is working these long hours and barely getting paid anything, but she's still there, and it's very inspiring. My aunt and my uncle, they have always been there for me, which is their parents. They have very, very supportive with the good things I've done, and they've shown tough love during the bad things, but they've always came around and helped me when I needed it and showed me the love I needed, and that's all I could ask for from them. I mean, they let me go to their house, they let me spend the night, they, you know, and most people really aren't close to their family, which kind of amazes me, but at the same time, it's heartbreaking because I'm like, I don't know what I would do without my family. My other aunt and uncle, I mean, I don't see them as often, but they're very supportive most of the time. I don't really talk to them about my personal life as much as I do my other aunt and uncle, but they are still there when I need them. Their kids I'm not as close to, but I still will talk to them. But most of the time, if I talk to them, it's mainly about how's school going, because like me and my two cousins before, like we're about the same age. They're a year older than me. Now these cousins are younger than me. One's about to be in 11th grade and the other one's I think about to be in 9th grade, I think. And so I just talk to them mainly about how's Burns or how's this or that going, like how's school going. And I mean, it's not that I don't want to talk to them, but it's so hard to talk to younger people about certain stuff because it's like they haven't experienced it yet or anything. And like my littlest cousin, she's a little bit younger. She's a lot younger than me, but she is more into talking about softball and mainly just softball stuff. I know nothing about softball. The only softball I've played is for my church, and I really didn't play for them. It was more of went to a couple of practices and never got to go any games, which was my parents' fault on that one. And you know, it's hard to talk to them about anything personal because it's like I could tell them, oh yeah, college sucks or whatever, but they've never experienced it, so they're gonna be like, well, college is better than high school, ain't it? And I'm like, not really. But it's so hard to explain that to them. So at least my other two cousins, I can go, college sucks, and they'll be like, yeah, I know what you mean, because they're only a year older than me, so we can sit there and talk about anything in this world and it'd be okay because we're near the same age. And they're just, my two twin cousins are literally the ones that are like my sisters. Except for sharing clothes because they're way smaller than me, we do almost everything together. Sometimes we'll go see a movie together. We'll do each other's hair. We'll do a bunch of random stuff together. And growing up, it's kind of funny because growing up, we almost pretty much hated each other, if that makes sense. We always thought each other hated each other. In fact, me and my cousin were talking about it one day. We're like, all through our childhood, we thought we hated each other. Like, I always thought they hated me, and she's like, but I always thought you hated me. And I was like, no. And it's so funny looking back because it's like, we thought we hated each other, but now it's like, I don't know what I'd do without them. Like, it's like so funny and weird. And I'm like, you know, I don't know what I would have done if we did actually hate each other. And their oldest sister, growing up, we were really close. Like, she was probably the only one out of them three that I talked to. And it was funny because she was firstborn, and yeah. But when I was born, she was there and all that. And so we would always we could talk. And I don't know, growing up, we all talked, but we still thought we hated each other. But as we've gotten older, we've realized we really didn't hate each other. It was just our minds telling us that we thought we hated each other. And I couldn't imagine life without them. So my grandma, her and my grandpa pretty much raised me. She pretty much was the one that if I wanted something from the store, she would buy it. If I needed to go to school and my parents were at work, she was the one that took me, her or my grandpa. And so I always, like, this has always been my house, I guess you could say. I lived in the house next door, but I never really, my heart was never really there. My heart and everything was always here. And about almost 2 years ago, we lost my grandpa. And most of my family, it didn't hit that hard because they weren't as close. But me, it hit real hard. And I cry about it every now and then. Especially when it comes to, like, because my grandma got remarried last year. So whenever her new husband does something, I always think about, that's what Papa would have done. But Papa didn't do that. And so it's like, so weird, because everybody in my family would be like, so how's your step grandpa? And I'm like, huh? And I'm like, oh, wait, him. And it still doesn't click that they got remarried, that she got remarried. And it still really hasn't clicked that he's been almost gone in 2 years. And most people, they'd be like, oh, well, you should be happy that she got remarried. And it's not that I'm not happy that she got remarried. It was the fact that, like, me and him, we get along great. It's not like we have any problems or anything. But it's like, certain stuff that he does, I think about my papa doing it. And my grandma has done, she's actually gotten the habit of, she'll, every once in a while, he'll do something and she'll say my grandpa's name and she'll be like, crap, your name isn't that, your name is this. And he'll be like, and he does the same thing. And it's because they both were remarried. Sorry. Why am I getting all these notifications? Anyway, like, they both were married before, and so now it's like they're so used to saying their other spouse's name that when it comes, they're like, oh crap, I didn't mean to say that, I meant to say so and so. And her new husband, he always talks about how big our family is. Yes, I have a huge family, but my grandma had 8 siblings, and then her siblings had kids, and their kids had kids. So, I mean, and some of those kids have had kids, and so, I mean, it's not like, I mean, our family's big, but I guess because we've been around them a long time, it doesn't seem like they're that big to us. Which, I mean, I love all my family. Even when we get in fights and stuff, we can only stay mad at each other for so long before we're just like, but I gotta go tell someone. Like, me and my cousin are so close that if something happens at school and we've gotten in a fight or something, I'm like, but I need to go tell her, and she won't talk to me, and so then I'm just like, I'll text her, and I'll be like, I'm sorry, I just need to tell you something, and then she'll FaceTime me, and I'll be like, okay, and so, like, I'll end up telling her, like, everyone thinks, oh, I have all these friends, but I have all these friends, but none of them that I really can tell anything to. Like, my cousin is my best friend, and kind of like, you know how some people are like, your sister, your brother's your best friend, even when y'all fight? That's how me and her are. Like, we'll fight every now and then, which we haven't really gotten into a fight. We've had our differences, but we haven't gotten into a fight. And so, most of the time, if we like have different opinions about something, we'll just change the subject, because we're just like, I'm not dealing with this. Like, you have your opinion, I have mine, it's okay. So when it comes to it, it's like, okay, I gotta go tell, like, especially with me being in college now, whenever something happens at school, I have to go tell her. Like, even if it happened and I have class, I'm literally sitting there texting her during class, like, dude, this just happened, and sending it to her, and me and her will sit there and text back and forth in class, and we won't feel sorry about it, because it's like, she's my person. Like, I don't know if any of y'all have seen Grey's Anatomy, but she is my Christina, and I'm Meredith. She's like my person, and it's so weird how close we've gotten over the years, but at the same time, it's been pretty nice. I know I was talking about my grandma, and then I got back on my cousin, but but yeah, my grandma got remarried, and so life's really been kind of different lately. She doesn't stay here that much. Her and her new husband come over every once in the morning. Then they'll leave. Depending on if they wash clothes, depends on when they leave. Pretty much. But most of the time, me and my cousin will just hang out, because we're just like, you know, I have nothing to do, she has nothing to do, so let's just hang out, because, yeah, we have nothing else to do. So, but, and my papa was a great man. I have so many pictures of him, and I may, if I can cut this video short, I may add some pictures in at the end of him and see if I can get that. But yeah, most of my family I'm still close to, and most of them I'm pretty chill with. But yeah, that is my story time for the day. If you want a video about my parents, that can be another video, and it will probably be a very short video, because I'm not really close to my parents. And if my parents are seeing this, hi. But yeah, so I will see you in the next video, and yep, so